Okay, let's click on the names button. Okay, here's Mr. John Doe. Let's look at all of the tabs here. This is where you would add his employment information and references. These are all the items that he has. Teletrack is for Consumer Reporting Agency. It's an interface to get approval for cash advances. Okay, here are the transactions Mr. Doe has done with us. There's a sale, cash advance, a pawn, and a title loan. Let's do a payment. Let's do a payoff on the title loan. Let's hit the new transaction button. Clerk for my passwords, CLERK. Let's do a payoff, tab space, or you can click the blue button. Title loan, okay. Let's double click that and save it. It gives us $130. Tells us $5 change. And it prints the receipt. Let's click back on the Names tab. Now you will see a payment under that transaction. Let's do an extension on a pawn. Mr. Doe, let's hit E for extension. And let's click the blue button. There's his pawn. Let's double click that. $25. And we're going to hit save. It gives us an even 25 and there's no change due. Tells us the new due date. And press the receipt. Alright, let's do a rewrite on Mr. Doe's cash advance. You notice here we have an extension and a payoff. No payments on the cash advance. Let's do a new transaction. And let's do a rewrite. This is going to create a payoff transaction on the original ticket and create a new ticket using the same amounts. You get a new ticket instead of paying the interest on an old ticket. Alright, he's going to pay this one off. The fee is $17.50. And he's not going to pay on the principal. If he was going to pay on the principal, he could do $10 payment here. Let's just do that, $10 payment. So now he's going to make a $10 principal payment. So he's paying a total of $27.50. Hit save. He gives us $28, 50 cents of change. Our new due date, and now he's going to write a new check for $105.75 since he paid on the principal. Notice he had a $10 principal payment, so now the new transaction reflects a $90 principal amount. Interest amount, and that's how you do a rewrite. Alright, let's talk about layaways. Layaways work basically the same as a sale, except it's a two-part process. The first part is to actually do the layaway transaction just like a sale, and then the second step is to actually take the down payment. So you would take the down payment just like any other payment and do an extension. So if you want to do a layaway, let's do new, do our password. Let's do the sample customer this time. Do layaway. Miscellaneous item. I'm going to do a $10 sale. It's actually a layaway, but the total would be $10, and then you have the taxes calculated. All of that is set up in your global options and your transaction rules. So we're going to save the layaway. It's going to print. You get that invalid use of null because our category is null. It's no big deal. Anyway, let's look at our transactions. There's a layaway. Now, if we would like to receive the down payment, we do extension, and there is the layaway ticket. Let's take a $5 payment, 80 cents for the tax, and $4.20 for the principal. We'll save it, $5 payment, and we get a new due date. Okay. Deal layaway. Now a consignment, it's a little bit different. It involves a 4-step process. First thing you would do is the consignment transaction. Let's find Mr. Doe again. So we'll type in Doe. Let's do a new transaction to a consignment. And let's just use this previous item. We're going to sell this item for $250. And so the customer is going to get $200. We're going to keep $50. So we're going to save it. So actually the customer brings it in, prints the consignment agreement. They agree to sell it for $250. We sell it for $250. They get paid $200. Now it's ready to be. It's on police hold now, and it will be on the pull list after the number of days expires. It requires you to keep it in the store so the police can do a background check on the merchandise. Once it becomes available for pull, you may pull the item from the pull list and move it to inventory. So at that point, we have a consignment transaction with the customer. It's gone past the police check. We have pulled the item from the pull list, and it is now in our inventory. At this point, it's available for sale, so we can go in and do a sale transaction to a new customer. Once the customer comes back, the original customer that made the consignment comes back and would like to receive their payment for the consignment, we can actually do a buy to that customer, or from that customer, and we'll reflect the consignment item that has been sold. So the consignment is a little bit backwards from the typical sale process, being that you don't actually buy the item until after it's sold. So those 4 steps are required for consignment. The original consignment transaction, then pull the item, then the sale transaction to the other customer, then the buy on the item, which will show up as the type would be buy and the style would be consignment. But it would when you pick the ticket, the consignment ticket. So those 4 steps would complete a consignment. I guess the next thing to do would be to go over the transaction rules and global options.